tell us, what are some of the perks of your job?
Some of the perks are, you go to NFL games and that's business. You know, a lot of people have a mistaken idea about this business, that they think it's all private planes, cigars, and Super Bowls. That is a small part of the business. You know, 90% of this is work. You know, you're doing things to help your players. But those moments where you're not helping your players, where you're, say, at a game watching them, which is important for me. I work for my players. I care about my players. So for me, I love going to their games, not because I'm a fan, but because I want to be there for my players. So that's definitely a lot of fun. You know, and then obviously being associated with the high-profile athletes, you get invited to special events, things of that nature. But again, 95% of what I do is work.
Do you see more players these days getting endorsement deals, and is that part of your job to negotiate that as well?
Yeah, my firm does handle marketing. I also allow my players to outsource it as well if they prefer to do that. I'm more about, if they can find a deal, it doesn't matter if I have to be a part of it if they're making money. In terms of players getting deals, you know, football players traditionally lag behind some of the other sports because most of their face time is covered up with their helmets. So people have less of an identity with a football player versus, say, a basketball player who's running out there basically in his underwear. You know, people feel a lot more attached to basketball players and they're more well known. So a basketball player who may not have the same success within basketball as a football player may make more money just because that football player doesn't get the opportunities. Plus, it's tough to wear your cleats to the mall.